Hello everyone, I'm Simeon Gabriel, and today we'll be looking at how to analyze the FAA dataset, which is the Federal Aviation Authority dataset, which we imported from cargo.com. Now, as a data scientist, as a data analyst, you have to know how to do the explorative data analysis and also to be able to clean your data. These are data wrangling processes which we have to sort, gather data, arrange it in a way that we can be able to do in-depth analysis. So to start with, we first of all import import the required libraries. So comment there. So first of all, we'll do the import numpy as mp. Okay, then we import pandas as pd. Then we import matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. Then we'll do the matplotlib inline. This is for Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so now we'll run it. Okay, see if it throws an error. Then we'll do that our importing of our libraries was wrong, but if it didn't throw an error, then that means we can continue. Okay, it didn't throw an error, so we can continue. Now, first of all, what you have to do is to load the data set you want to work with. So this data set we want to work with, now I've downloaded it from cargo.com, so and it's already on my okay. So what I have to do is I say, let's call it df is equals to pd dot read, so csv file csv, so and say read. So this is the part in which the data is saved on my PC. Okay, this is the part. Okay, so wherever the part is on your PC, on your local disk is saved, then you get the path. Okay, so that is it. So I've loaded it now. Okay, let's run it. Okay, didn't throw an error. So let's view the observation. Let's view the observation. Now I want to get only 5 of the observation. Okay, so I'll just say df.head, df, which represents a variable name. So you can name it whatever you want to give it. You can, when you are loading the data, you can give it any variable name. So I gave it df. So I want to view the observation, and I'll say df.head. Okay, so it will give me 5 observation, which is the default. If I place 6 here, whatever number I place in the parentheses, that's what I put for me. But by default, it will give us 5 observations. So if I run this, you'll see give us 5 rows. It starts from 0, 1, 2, 3. If you count it, there are 5. Okay, now we have to see other informations about the data set. Now we'll try to view view the shape. Let's try to view the shape of the data set. So let's see. So when we want to view the shape of the data set, we say df.shape. Just say df.shape, then to return us a tuple. Okay, now the first argument here in the tuple talks about the row, then the second talks about the column. Okay, that means we have 83 rows, 42 columns. Okay, so you can see this information about our data set. Now if you want to actually view all the column, let's say view all the columns. Let's comment all the columns in the data set. So if I want to view all the columns in the data set, as simple as that, I'll just say okay, df dot columns. Okay, then I run it. You can see these are all our columns. See, 42 columns are all our columns. Now you know that we will not be in a data set. Whenever you're having a data set, I think there are some variables. When I talk about variables, I mean the columns. There are some variables that are not necessary in a particular analysis, so you pick the ones that are useful to you and use them. So we're going to be creating, okay, so now let's say now let's create a new data frame. Okay, so let's create a new data frame, but before we do that, now let's actually check the type of what we're doing. Let's check the type. Okay, let's check the type, the type, view the type of our data set, of the data set. Okay, so let's view the type. Okay, we forgot that. So let's say this how to view the type of anything you want in Python. So since the name of our data set we loaded is df, so the variable name is df, so we say type. So it shows us that is a data frame. Okay, and data frame is a data structure in pandas that is actually multi-dimensional, displays data in rows and columns. So now from that data, let's create a new data frame. Okay, we're creating a new data frame, okay, to get analysis from required or specific columns. Okay, now we want to select specific columns here, and let's see how that can be done. Now let's say we want to, let's call it df let's call it df analyze. Okay, I think that will help. Let's call our new data frame df analyze. Then we'll say df, which was the data name of the variable name of the data frame we loaded before. So we are saying that the variable name, that data frame we loaded, we want to pick some columns from inside. So this is what we'll do. So let's say one of the columns in which we are attracted to in using is let's say the aircraft name. Okay, because we need to know the aircraft name in this analysis. Okay, so we'll write it here, then we'll say comma. Mind you, we are actually trying to create a new data frame. Okay, so we say okay, the next one is we need to know the location state name. Okay, so let's see, I think that will be important for us. Then we'll paste it here. Sorry, I'm copying and pasting. All right, now another which will be relevant for us is the what else is the aircraft model name. Okay, I think this will be necessary for us. So now we're picking the ones that will be good or that we really need for this analysis. Okay, so another one which will be good for us is the I think the remark test. Okay, let's get it. So we're picking it here, we're putting it. So we're doing another. Then let's pick another. Let's say let's pick the FLT phase. I think this will be necessary for us, the flight phase. So okay, let's see, let's paste. Now let's pick another. I think another one that will go is the event type. Okay, we're just picking. So now you see that it's almost going out of place. Our data is almost going out of place. So the only thing I have to do in this case is just to cut it. Just press enter. Okay. So now I have to get another one, which is let's look for FATA flag. Okay. I think FATA flag is also important in this case. So let's copy and paste it here. Paste. Okay, now these are the columns we want to use for analysis. So we've picked them out from our data we loaded. Okay, so if I have to run this, okay, it didn't throw me an error. So let's view the type of let's view the type. Let's view the type of our new data set. Okay, so let's view the type object. Let's say type. Let's view the type of object. So now we will come here and say this is how to check the type. So we say since the name is df analyze, so df analyze. So if I run it, you see it's a data frame. Okay, so now we will get to view the first 5 observation. Okay, view the first 5 observation of our data. Okay, so now we'll make it a comment. So we'll say since our new data now that we scrapped from the data we loaded, so the name is df analyze. So now we'll be making use of this variable name. So we'll say df analyze dot head. Mind you, you can recall that this head function by default gives us 5 rows of the observation. Okay, so you can see it here. You can see that we now have a concise column. You can see it's now 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, within the range of columns we scrapped from the data we loaded. Okay, now we'll see some few things we can do with this data. Now if you look at this FATA flag column, okay, the FATA flag variable, you find out that we're having yes, no, none, none. This NaN means not a number, means it's a null value. Okay, so I think before we have to check our data set. Let's first of all check, if you have missing values and outliers in your data. Those are irregularities. Okay, so and we need to get rid of them from our data. So we have to check some few things about our data. Let's say let's get view. Let's view the details of our data. Let's view the details. Okay, so there are different ways of viewing details of our data. So we can say df analyze dot info. Okay, if you do the dot info function, it will give us the details about our data. Okay, you can see it shows us that aircraft make name has 78 null. You can see non-null values. Okay, non-null values. You can see the information is giving us here, telling us their date type. Okay, so and this is their memory usage. Okay, the dot info function gives us few details about our data. So now if you want to run a descriptive analysis on your data, you can still say df analyze dot describe. Use the describe. I think it's supposed to be describe. Use the describe function. If you use the describe function, you get some few details about your data set. Okay, So you can see you get the count. Okay, it's telling the make name has 72 observation, this has 83, like that. So the unique element, the top, the frequency, and the rest. Okay, so now we want to check if our data set, let's check for null values. Okay, let's say check for null values. So we want to check if there are null values in our data set. The way to check it is, since our variable name for our data set is df analyze, so what we have to do is we say dot. There are two ways of checking it. Okay, you can say the is now. Okay, dot any. What this will do is this will return boolean values for us. Okay, so let's see. So you can see it say it's telling us that true, yes, means there are no values in this variable, in this column. Okay, then false means there are no null values. Okay, so you can see it. So now there's another way of checking that. So we say df analyze dot is null dot sum. Okay, what is happening? You say function. Okay, sorry, we didn't get it straight. So now you can see. Okay, so you see that aircraft make name has 5 null values. Then the location state name doesn't have any no values. So you see the amount of null values they have is indicated here. So I think this is more informative than the first one. So the two can go, you can still use it. So now, since we know the columns that have null values, so we can actually replace these null values. Okay, so now if let's say you can see the fatal flag has 72 null values. Wow, that's very huge. Now let's see what we can do. Let's see how we can, let's comment, let's replace all the null values for fatal flag. Okay, for fatal flag column. So let's replace it with no. Okay, so and I will show you why we're replacing with no. Okay, and this is the reason why we're replacing it with no. First of all, let's see something above here. Now if let's check the entries in the fatal flag column. So we have the df analyze, which is the variable name, df analyze. So if you want to check a particular variable, you attach the variable name inside the square bracket. The square bracket is a bracket for access. If you get it closer to the variable name, it's a kind of access. Okay, so let's write the fatal flag the way it appears. The way it appears. So we say fatal flag, the fatal flag. Okay, so now the fatal flag dot unique, the unique function displays the unique entries of a particular column. Okay, so let's see. So we'll find out that the entries of these columns is yes and no, and nan, which that is no values. Okay, so I believe with my initiative, I can say that they are trying to say, because this fatal flag is talking about the fatal accident that happened. Okay, you see that it should be yes or no. So I want to change this particular this null value. Okay, because the entries here are yes and null values, so I believe the null values should be no. Okay, so let's replace it with no. Okay, and see, there are different ways to handle missing values. Okay, there's a way of dropping the column, there's a way of filling it with a particular entry you want. Okay, so I think now in this place we are going to be using the fill now function. We are going to be filling it with the object no. Okay, so now we say since our variable name is df analyze, then we say so we're assessing that particular variable, that particular column. Okay, that's what we mean when we attach the square bracket with this here. So you see, so now we use the dot. We're saying we want to fill, we're using the fill now function. Okay, the fill now function, we fill the space of our null values with whatever we indicate. Okay, so let's say we want to fill it with no. Okay, so we're filling it with no. If we run it, you can see it has been changed to no. Okay, so that is that. So now we'll view the shape of our data set again. Okay, let's say we'll view, let's view the shape of our data set again. Okay, so we're viewing the shape of our data set again. So you know the variable name is still df analyze dot shape. Okay, so you can see that the shape is no longer the same from what we had initially. You can see 83 columns, 83 rows, 42 columns. Okay, it's no longer the same thing because we reduce the column to 7 columns. Okay, so that is to show you that the changes was made. Okay, so now there's a thing we'll do. We'll drop we also find out that we also had null values in some columns. We have in the aircraft make name. You can see it here. Okay, so we actually drop some of those columns in the aircraft make name that has null values. You know, dropping the rows that have null values, another way of handling missing values. Okay, so why we didn't drop that of the FATA flag is because the FATA flag is having 75 null values, and if we had to drop those 75 null values, it may affect our data. So that of make name is 5. So it's possible if we drop them, it will not really have much effect on our data. So let's see how this thing works. So now let's comment drop values values where, you know, it is really important to comment on your data, comment when you're coding. Okay, so aircraft name, so we have to aircraft make name, and that's the name, aircraft make name. I'm just trying to give us details so that whoever is going through our code will know what we are doing. Okay, so know that this ACFT make name means aircraft name. I've been saying it often in this place. So the places where it is not available, where we don't have aircraft name, so we want to drop those null values. So the thing we'll do is I want to create a new data set. Okay, it's not that I'm not creating a new data set actually. Okay, let's give it another variable name. Let's say df drop data set. Okay, I think this will go. So it's equals to, okay, so from the df analyze, okay, from the df analyze dot drop now. Remember the drop now function. Okay, in my previous video you can visit it to see more details about the drop now function. Well, we talked about pandas part 1 and pandas part 2. You can refer to my YouTube, go to the description, you get the link. Okay, now we'll talk about the drop now. Okay, now you see what column we want to drop. We don't want to drop the entire null values in the data set, so we want to drop a specific from a specific column. Okay, so we'll say subset, which is a parameter, okay, in the drop now function. Okay, subset, we have let's indicate the variable. Let's indicate the particular column we want to drop. So I think is aircraft make name I want to drop. So you can see. So now all I have to do here is see. Okay, so I have to run it. So we've run it. So let's view. Let's still view the shape. Since we have dropped it, let's view the shape. Let's view the shape of the data set again. Okay, so let me comment on it. So now let's see, since you can record that this now is the variable name we use in dropping this null values from this particular column. Okay, so I have to bring it here and say dot shape. So now if I run it, so you can see now the shape has been brought down. Okay, because we dropped some columns. Okay, so 78 rows now, because we dropped some rows, sorry. So 78 rows now and 7 columns. Okay, the columns still remain static. All right, now you can see how we can use the drop now function. Okay, so now let's see how we can group. Let's use the group by function. I think we talked about the group by in our classes we did on pandas part 1 and pandas part 2. You can also still refer to them. So we'll be talking about the group by. Let's say group by let's say group by let's group it by the aircraft name. Okay, so let's see. I think we have to call this data. Let's call it aircraft name. I think that will go well. Aircraft name is equals to, okay, seeing that our data set now is functioning by this df drop data set. I think so. Now we will group. We use the dot group by. Okay, so with the dot group by function, group group it by the aircraft name. Okay, we'll group the data set by the aircraft name. So let's say okay, so let me just copy and write in this all over and over again. So we say copy. Okay, we paste here. So we run it. Let's see. Then if I copy this variable name, I copy it. Okay, it's not actually advisable to copy as a new programmer. Oh, sorry. So you just have to make sure you write everything in details. Okay, I'm just trying to save us the time. So okay, I think something is happening here. So actually, if you want to see the, okay, it's telling us that it's saved to this memory, but if you want to see, there are two ways of doing this. So you want to actually see how I can group it by. So you can use the dot size function. So you can see it. You can see it that Aero Commander is an aircraft name that was indicated in our data, and it appears once. We have Aeron card appears once like that. So these are the names and the number of times they appear, their frequencies in the data set. Now there's another way of doing it. Maybe you can write the dot size, it will still go. So if I still write let me still paste the name. If I still write the dot, let's say, okay, seeing that we have this and the number of times they appear. Now we can also still select a particular aircraft name. Okay, we can select the data by the particular aircraft name. Let's say I want to use this aircraft name called Cessna. Let's say copy it, and let's say you can say that can use the, you can say let's say ACFT name, okay, is equals to, or let me put it in small letter. So CFT name. Okay, so I think this will do. Then we can say the name of this is aircraft name. Can copy it. Okay, so I think we'll paste it here. Then we'll say dot get group. Okay, so we want to actually group it by a particular aircraft name. Let's say this aircraft name. Okay, let's copy it. So we'll paste it here. Paste it. So we'll see. Then let's call ACFT name. Okay, let's view it. Let's see. You can see we had to group it by a particular aircraft name. We group the data set. You can see it's just the name of that particular. So these are what you can do with this data set. So this is how we were able to succeed in doing data inspection cleaning. So thank you very much. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. I love you. Goodbye.